Yo, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are feeling okay. So, um, I wanted to talk about uh, different forms of discipline um, because right now we're living in a time uh, where people are showing uh, almost no form of discipline, and it is being commonly seen. Whereas there used to be a time where a person who is not disciplined or well mannered was uncommon and it was highly noticeable, you know, especially if you're like being rude in public, like people would side eye you, like people would look at you with contempt. Unlike now you're seeing people laugh more often than not when someone is being rude in public. You know, if someone the way they see it, the person is just simply outspoken. There's a difference between outspoken and plain rude. No manners, undisciplined. Uh, i- in this past generation, like uh, the levels of discipline has decreased drastically, unfortunately, and it could have something to do with the upbringing. Um, but personally, I think it's mostly due to society itself. The decline in the social economy due to things like social media. Um, I grew up very old fashioned. Um, my grandmother, like I said before, she's my grandmother is Indian and she's very old fashioned, you know. She grew up in a time where girls were being taught at a very young age how to sew, how to cook, how to make their own clothes. And they go out in the field, they pick berries, they pick herbs, and they know how to make different types of remedies for different ailments. Because you got to remember, this was during a time where people might live in a town where there's only one doctor, or there isn't even a doctor around. And these people, and not only that, but these people are from a Native American tribe too. So things were things used to be a lot different from what you're seeing right now. But this is what my time period my grandmother is from. She came from a time like this. And you know, so that was instilled in her. So I remember whenever I used to go to my grandmother's house and I do something bad or she tells me to do something and I ignore her, um, like it's one or two things will happen. You're either going to get your behind whooped or she going to go outside to that garden. Man, yo, she was very old fashioned. She was very old fashioned, man. Um, but like I said, if she's telling me to do something and I don't do it, if she goes outside to that garden and starts picking those herbs, before she even turns around, I'm already going. I already know what that means, yo. Like, bro, listen, for me, I'd rather take that butt whooping than for her to go outside to that garden and start picking those herbs. if you're Indian like me, your grandmother probably was like this too, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. When she go outside, she goes to those flower pots, she start picking those herbs. You made a mistake, yo. She's finna fix your ass. And she knew a lot of different. One thing about Indian people is not only are we very spiritual, but we tend to know a lot about plants and herbs. Like I said, a lot of these people, these tribes, they grow up, they raise their families outside in nature. So that's why, like me, for example, me being outside all day, it doesn't bother me at all. Some people, they can't stand it. Um, but anyway, she used to make these concoctions with these herbs, man. And I'm telling you, man, if you mess up, she will fix you, yo. I remember there was this one she used to make. It was this one herb she would pick, right? And she would break it in half. And she'll put it on a spoon. And she'll take some castor oil and pour it on top of it. And she would tell you to swallow it. Like, yo, I'm telling you now, man. Swallowing that is like swallowing a whole ghost pepper raw. And she would make you stand there. She would make you stand in the corner after you swallow it. You can't drink no water. She would make you stand right where she can see you. And your mouth is just on fire, bro. I still to this day I know a lot about plants and herbs, but I don't know what type of herb that was. She never told me. But I still remember to this day, man, whenever I see her go outside and start picking those herbs, after a while, I just say mess with her, bro. My sisters and cousins, they used to get their behind whooped by my grandmother all the time. I didn't mess with her, bro. I'd rather take that belt than for her to go outside and start picking those herbs, man. I'm serious, bro. She will fix you, man. My grandmother was old school, bro. And those type of things still stick with me. You know, I know not to do certain things because of her and the way she would discipline me. You know, the way she would discipline my sisters and my cousins and things like that. Like, cause especially one of my youngest, she was the most hard headed of all of us, man. She was very hard headed. She used to get her behind whooped the most. But yeah, she used to get that castor oil the most too. I remember she'll laugh after she give it to her. She'll tell her it's killing the worms anyway. Like if you have worms or if you have like pinworms or something, you eat like, you know what I mean? You get pinworms like if you eat like raw pork or something like that. Something you shouldn't be eating at all, by the way. Shouldn't be eating pork. But that's how you end up getting worms. And I remember she used to tell us if you had worms, this would kill them. She knew a lot of different remedies, man, herbal remedies. She knew a lot about plants and herbs, man. I think that's a good thing. That's a good skill to have. Now we live in a time where people, they just want to kill and destroy everything. Everybody, no disrespect, everybody wants to be gay. Everybody wants to do whatever's popular, whatever's trending. And they just basically worshiping death right now, man. I don't know what else to say about it. It just seemed like people were just worshiping death. They never miss Christmas, no matter how hard times get. They'll never, ever miss Christmas. And the funny part is, that is the day, the celebration of death, the Saturnalia. They are worshiping the god Saturn, the god of the dead, the king of the dead. Now you might be wondering, well, what's the deal with the evergreen tree? Why do they put presents underneath the evergreen tree? I think I spoke about this before. The evergreen tree does not taste death. It lives all year. And the way the people saw it during ancient times, they saw this as an act of God. So they would put presents and offerings underneath the evergreen tree in honor of the God that they worship. And that tradition stands to this very day. They just gave it a different name. They don't call it Saturnalia anymore. Now they call it Christmas. So, and if you really paying attention, now people are celebrating death all year long. People are getting murdered and killed all year long. You know, it used to be shocking to hear about someone being murdered, even once every few months. Now, someone's getting killed out here in these streets every night. It's important to discipline your children, discipline your family, especially right now in these times that we live in, man. These people are almost soulless. They definitely worship the dead. They feel most comfortable in darkness, man, where they can hide themselves. If they want to shine, they come off like they're shining so much brighter than everyone else, but they love to dwell in darkness. Don't make sense to me. If you're so bright, why do you get mad when I flash light on you? Like I said before, man, you start shaking these people, you wake them up, man, they get mad. They'll be ready to hook off on you because they want to go back to sleep. You walk in the room, it's pitch black in there, they sleep, you turn the lights on, they jump up, like, what are you doing? And it's exactly how it is when you're communicating with people spiritually. That's exactly how it works. It works literally the same way. People will be wanting to hurt you, they be wanting to kill you, man. When in all reality, you're trying to help them. You're only doing it because you're trying to help them, but they don't see it that way. They think you're trying to hurt them. They think you came to destroy them, bro. But they will see that same person trying to outshine everyone else. They carry the spirit of competition. But everybody looks the same in the dark. So guess what? That person competes with everybody. They don't know who you are. They don't know what type of spirit you're carrying, and they're trying to compete with you. They're not very well disciplined. They're not very wise. The last thing you want to do is try to compete with the Holy Spirit. A person who's filled with the Holy Spirit, man. That's an act against God. This is what happened to Saul. Saul was so jealous of David, and eventually he started to see the errors of his ways. But he still had to pay for the crimes he committed. Him and his family was killed. His whole platoon was killed. All of them in the same day. They were all murdered. Every last one of them murdered. And like I said before, man, that was the only, you wouldn't hear about that much bloodshed like that. Bloodshed like that will only happen during like pivotal times. You know, something crucial happens. But now people just kill for the sake of killing, man. They tell you they want demon time. I'm inclined to believe that's exactly what they're on. Well, how else do you explain this? People didn't used to just kill like this before. Why are they doing it now? They have to be possessed by demons. I told you, there was one guy told me straight up that he met his own demon before. So I told him I felt the presence of demons in him. And he told me he met him. He seen him with his eyes. I kid you not, bro. This is why I be trying to tell people. They think this stuff is a joke. They want to play with stuff like this. They look at me, they want to disrespect me, bro. But then something terrible ends up happening to them, and now they think I'm the devil. They start saying that I'm the devil when I was the one who told them that this was going to happen. I'm the one who told you to turn back. Like I said before, I was the Paul Revere in that situation. How can you get mad at me? That don't even make sense. Yeah, this is why I say it is very important to discipline your children, because right now, as you see, man, there are a lot of people who are not very who are probably not being disciplined at all. The only form of discipline they're getting is when they're playing sports. Their coach is probably talking to them and trying to get them to do better with themselves, keep their grades up. If you don't keep your grades up, I'm going to kick you off the team. That's probably the only discipline this kid is getting. All he knows is mayhem. That's all he sees, too. That's why you notice how in these streets, man, you get glorified for killing people. These people who worship the dead, bro. You're better off dead than alive. But you my homie. Like I said before, these demons, they continue over and over to prove me right, man. I don't have to work hard. Like I keep telling y'all, man, when they hear me talk about this stuff right here, the first thing they want to do is hurt and kill me. But then they say I'm lying. How could I be lying if you're doing the exact same thing that I just told people that you do? You're not very smart. So, y'all got some thinking to do, man. Like, these are pivotal times. The 4 horsemen are here. They're not on the way anymore. They're here. They about to set it off in this place because y'all been playing with God for too long. Some of you don't know the difference between down and up. Y'all live by the concept of as above, so below. Some of you are doing it unwillingly and unknowingly. You've been taught the backwards belief system. Just a fair warning. Peace.